What's happening, dogs? Mr. Allen here. We're going to graph this hyperbola, and it's going to be dope and awesome. All right. First thing, is this thing opening left and right or up and down? It starts with X, so it's opening left and right. Okay, so let's keep that in the back of our mind. Next up, center. Since there are no numbers associated with the X and the Y, like X plus something or X minus something, and same with Y, it's going to be at 0, 0. So 0, 0 is our center. Nice. Okay, let's pop that on the graph. All right, next up, our vertices and co-vertices. Well, A squared is my 16, so that means that A is going to equal 4, and my B value is going to be 5. So what does that tell me? Well, I'm going to be 4 away in the left and right direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, that's going to be a vertex, and 1, 2, 3, 4, that's going to be a vertex. So let's write those down right now. That's going to be -4, 0, and +4, 0. My co-vertices are going to be up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then down 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Boom. So my co-vertices are 0, 5, or how about -5, and then 0, +5. Excellent. Lovely. Okay. Let's start putting down some fancy little dashes here like we did in a previous video. So I'm going to have this little box here that's going to help me shape things out. We'll do ever so faintly as I can. Okay. Lovely. So the corners of these are going to play a very important role when it comes to graphing my asymptotes. So I can go ahead and take my trusty ruler here, right? And I'm going to connect those. That will be an asymptote of this graph. And then I've got to get the other one as well. And that'll be an asymptote that will help me shape my hyperbola that way. Boom. Beautiful. Okay. Arrows. Money, baby. All right. Now, we said this was opening left and right since it starts with an X, right? So I can go ahead and graph that. I'm going to approach those asymptotes when I do this, right? There we go. Best we can. That turned out pretty good. I like it. Next thing we want are the foci. All right, the foci are going to be somewhere in this area and that area, right? They're going to be in the curvature of this hyperbola. How do we figure that out? Well, if you do recall, we are going to be doing a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared. So I got a squared is 16. We've got b squared is 25 equals c squared. That's going to give me 41 equals c squared. This is not a perfect square, and it will not break down. So c is just the square root of 41. Well, square root of 41 is somewhere between the square root of 36 and 49. So it's somewhere between 6 and 7, right? Square root of 36 is 6. Square root of 49 is 7. So it's somewhere between 6 and 7. So if this is a non-calculator type problem, which it will be, I can just go ahead and count from my center. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to go somewhere in between right about here-ish. And the same will go over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and not quite to 7. Somewhere in that area. Those are my two foci. What are my coordinates of the foci? Well, that would be 0, or sorry, not 0. We're going to be going square root of 41 to the left and square root of 41 to the right. So it'd be square root of 41, 0, and negative square root of 41, 0. Or you could write it as, or plus or minus the square root of 41, 0. Okay. Either one of those is cool. I like it. Just make sure you do whatever your teacher allows. Next up, equation of the asymptotes. Whew, man, these are loaded problems here. All right, what do we got? Well, it's going through 0, 0, right? It's going through 0, 0. So the h and the k aren't really going to play a role here. It's just going to be y equals, and then it's going to be plus or minus, and then I'm going to be going up my b value and to the right my a value, right? So it's going to be the b over a situation because it's opening left and right. But that's like a lot to remember. So I try to look at these as I graph them, and I see that I'm going up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and to the right 4. So 5 over 4 x, and that would be the equations of my asymptotes inside the plus or minus. Or you could write it as y equals 5 over 4x and y equals negative 5 over 4x. Other than that, we're done. We've answered everything. We've got it graphed. We got our asymptotes. We got our foci. We are awesome. And you guys are awesome. I'm awesome. River Dog Jenny's awesome. I'm gonna end.